obviously 2 stars of this huge show. And when you hear young actress Millie Bobby Brown files harassment complaint against David Harbour, a lot of things run through your fucking head. I question a lot about the validity of this story, what the story means, but also we should make it very clear that even within the allegation itself, this is about harassment and bullying, but very explicitly nothing sexual in nature. Because that's what your mind fucking runs to, right? Old fucking actor, young actress, blah, blah, blah. That's apparently not what is going on. But it was over on the Daily Mail, a big Daily Mail article. Who we know the Daily Mail, we know what they run sometimes. Sometimes reputable, sometimes not. But Millie Bobby Brown filed a harassment and bullying claim before they started shooting the last season. There were pages and pages of accusations. We revealed the latest bombshell claims facing Lily Allen's estranged husband, David Harbour. Now, I think there's a lot of things we have no fucking idea about. We don't even know what the allegations are other than harassment and bullying, reportedly. And when you look at the source of it, the source is a friend of David Harbour's ex who hates him and is like writing music about hating him and all of these other things. I think David Harbour's a massive pile of shit when it comes to his politics, when it looks at some other stuff. Like, look, there was some fucking woman that jumped out of David Harbour's house from the top floor of his house and fucking killed herself not that long ago, okay?
That's
weird
right.
Stuff.
I forgot
weird
about
stuff goes on. And look, I'm not saying that I'm the fucking perfect person in any way, shape, or form, but there's some weird stuff when you look at David Harbour's background and these relationships and stuff like that. But this is weird because it would be kind of shocking and out of nowhere, especially as somebody else is mounting kind of a revenge smear campaign against them. But report claims Millie Bobby Brown filed harassment and bullying complaint against Stranger Things Marvel star David Harbour. Ex-community note flags source chain. A new report claims Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown filed a harassment and bullying complaint against her co-star David Harbour before filming the show's final season. But here's the part Hollywood and the hype account skip. Netflix hasn't confirmed anything. They haven't said shit, actually. Yeah. The claims come from the Mail. The sourcing trail runs through a friend of Lily Allen, Harbour's estranged wife. In other words, the story comes wrapped in anonymous sourcing, tabloid oxygen, and celebrity breakup fallout, and social media users noted it immediately. In fact, the claims on X were hit with a community note which stated, the only source quoted is a friend of Mr. Harbour's estranged wife, described from the article, quote, a friend of Miss Allen's, whose new album eviscerates Mr. Harbour, claiming he cheated on her multiple times, said. So yes, the story's out there, but there's so little detail. Jay, you weren't even familiar with this before we were about to start going today. But what's your immediate reaction when you see fucking headlines like this? You know what I mean?
Sounds like something from a gossip rag, like an old gossip rag that they're just making stuff up to try to get clicks. Stranger Things is pretty popular, especially with the new season coming out. So definitely will get a lot of attention. Yeah, on the other side of the coin, though, you would think somebody on the Netflix side or the cast would at least they could easily put an end to this stuff quickly. Just a quick little tweet and be like, this is all false, carry on, something like that. But they seems like they never do any of that stuff. But maybe it's just too small or too big of a joke where they just don't even care. But coming from an estranged ex sounds pretty fishy if you ask me.
Yeah, so it's it's been less than 24 hours since all this stuff broke. So maybe we will get just a statement from David Harbour just being like, yeah, this is bullshit. Or from Millie Bobby Brown saying, oh, this is bullshit. It does seem a rather simple thing to do, but maybe they don't think it has enough energy or attention to even worth addressing. Just kind of let it fucking blow over. I don't know. But this is all we know. According to the report, Brown allegedly filed pages and pages of complaints about Harbour before shooting season 5. So either way you look at it, this is saying this happened before shooting the final season. So after season 4, before season 5. Obviously, things got worked out enough that they worked on it together if there was a problem between them. I don't fucking know. The Mail also says the allegations did not involve sexual misconduct and that Millie Bobby Brown had a representative with her on set during filming. The outlet quotes an unnamed source saying Millie Bobby Brown filed a harassment and bullying claim before they started shooting. The investigation went on for months. there's
should
just
she
so
be
little.
more like hazing, you think? If any of
That's
this
what
was
I'm.
true.
What? How is she getting harassed? Is he
Yeah.
just like making fun of her? Like what does that even fucking mean?
Yeah, like what is he doing? You know, scaring her, like
I don't know. And look,
making off color jokes about her. I don't. Yeah, you're right. And also, if she has something like that filed, would they that you don't think that would be out there before they even started shooting? You know, like how do you handle that as a director or something if do they just are they not in any scenes together? Is that how it works? Where it's just like
well, I mean, they're gonna be in scenes together. It's her fucking surrogate father, so like
that's what I'm
obviously they will
saying.
be.
Like how do you even pull that off? That's what I'm saying. It's like it doesn't
That's
make
why
none of this makes sense.
the whole story feels to me like it's not even like that there's maybe there was a little whatever, but I think it's I highly doubt the validity of the story because like these pages and pages of complaints that would be to Netflix, right? It's not like you're filing it with the fucking police or something. You're just telling Netflix, hey, these things are going on, whatever, and they investigate. Maybe they find something, they correct behavior, they say, hey, don't do this again. I don't fucking know. The
Yeah.
problem with this shit is that we have seen so many. Here's the way I feel, Jay. I think that almost all people in the world are massive piles of shit and pieces of trash and garbage. That's the way I view the world. I think that there are some men that do really horrific things to women. I think that there's some women who do really horrific things to men. Both of those things exist out there, right? But because of the way that so much of stuff like this has been sensationalized and pushed and immediately believe all women stuff, and so many of those have blown up in people's faces, what it's led to is this like severe overcorrection, which is believe no women, right? Like anytime a story comes out, we're like, it's fucking bullshit. We've seen that faked a million fucking times.
Yes.
When the truth is, are there men that do stupid things? Yes. Are there women that do stupid things? Absolutely. This case, however, it feels like there's so little. We don't even have a description of what the harassment and bullying was. There's fucking nothing. And it's all coming from somebody who is friends with somebody who hates David Harbour right now. Maybe understandably so. But one thing is 100% certain, this comes at a very bad time for Netflix when you're just weeks away from the lead up to this show coming out.
Correct.
So if it continues to gain steam, I would be shocked if we don't have some sort of fucking statement about it and some sort of like push away, like this isn't a real fucking thing.
I agree. It just sounds like someone had some sour grapes and they just wanted to spread a couple gossip things out there. And then the story just kind of picked up some weird legs and just went out there. We've covered stuff like that before, you know, and it's like these fake stories of like movies that are coming out or disruption on the sets, things like that, like weird Star Wars stories. How many times have we covered Kathleen Kennedy getting fired? You know, it's like
some people covered it more than me.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like debunking stuff like that. It's like, so, you know, I guess like if nobody says anything and it just kind of disappears, then there's that. But guess we'll see.
But certainly,
I agree with you. I think it's nothing. I think someone just made some stuff up.
Like I need to see more. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like one way or the other, I need to understand more about what the fuck this is. And I think it is something that Netflix is going to have to, like the actors themselves, I think are going to have to say something if it continues to like gain traction, you know, we'll see.